Welcome to Ironman
World Championships
Kona 140.6. Let's get into it.
preview.
This preview is going to be all-encompassing.
Brought to you by Love the Pain Endurance Apparel.
Yeah, apparently I found some sweet kit. Love the pain, as you can see right here.
It's awesome.
Also,
Sure.
I bought my first full suit the other day. I got that New Eagle Aero suit. It's going to be awesome. Can't wait to get it in apparently 4 to 6 weeks.
Handmade.
Handmade in Los Angeles. It's going to be pretty dope.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So, fun facts about Kona.
Yeah, here's some fun facts about Kona. So, the first Kona race was in 1978. Well, first Hawaiian race. It was on the island of Oahu before they switched over to the Big Island. But we're coming. This is 39 years. We're coming up on 40 years of Ironman World Championship racing. This year, 2017, is the largest international field in race history. There's athletes competing from 66 different countries, 6 continents, ages 18 to 84, and 84. There's about 2,400 age groupers, 18 to 84, and there's also the pros, which we're going to be talking about the pros. Kind of interesting, the purse for the pros is there's about $650,000 that they're going to distribute to the top 10 men and the top 10 women. So not only is this for bragging rights, but there's also some money involved. I will say that the women's field is a little more open this year because the reigning queen, Miranda Carfrae, is not competing. She'll be there this year, rooting on her husband, which Aaron will talk about him, but she just had a baby, so she's bringing her baby. She has been on the podium 7 times since she started racing in Kona in 2009. 7 times on the podium, 3 times overall winner. Her presence will be missed, and so that opens up a spot for some of these other women that we're going to talk about. Oh, interesting also fact, there are 50 pro spots for men and 35 pro spots for women.
We don't know what that means.
There's some inequality there. We don't know why. Interesting fact.
If it's a percentage of overall pros or it's just a thing. We don't know. But the prize money is an even split.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is.
Okay.
All right, so let's talk outsiders first. I'll talk my first outsider. So, we're going to give you the top 5 seeds and where we think they're going to end up. But first, really, so my first outsider is Tim Reed. He's from Australia. He went out there at 70.3 at the Philippines. He's shot 354.07 and 70.3 is a 314.35 at Racine, and didn't really think much was going to happen there. Just really weird. He was in my rankings for World Championships, but he did not make the top 5 for 70.3 Chattanooga. So he's an outsider. Definitely looking to see what Tim Reed can do, but not sure where he's going to end up. I think he's going to end, in the top 10 where he's seated. So we'll see what's up.
Okay, I have a couple honorable mentions / outsiders. One is Sarah Piampiano. She's an American. She was 7th in Kona in 2015, 7th in 2016, so she'll probably be in top 10 again. She was 2nd at the Asia Pacific Championships in 2017, 2nd at Santa Rosa 70.3 recently. So she's racing. She has some experience with Kona. Let's see if she can move up in the overall top 10. 2 others, Michelle Vesterby is from Denmark. She was 6th in Kona in 2016, 4th in 2015. And then Anja, I think it's Baranek, she's German, and she was just off the podium in 4th place in 2016. I don't have as much information on those two because I do not read Dutch or German on their websites. However, they are in the top 10. I think they're going to continue to be in the top 10 and look for them as well.
There is Google Translate.
Yeah.
All right, so my other outsider, he's crushed it this year. Tim Don. Think about this. He's seated 8th on the start list. He's ranked 9th overall in the world. And get this. So he hit 3rd at Ironman championship, half championship for 70.3 championships at Chattanooga with a 3:51.59. He was first at 70.3 Campeche, first at 70.3 Liuzhu, first at 70.3 Boulder with a 3:41.32. He also set the world record for the long course down at Ironman Brazil. So he's fast. I definitely thought that he was going to... He was the guy I thought was going to win 70.3 Chattanooga championships, but that was Javier Gomez. Javier Gomez is not on the start list for pros at Kona, so I don't know, but I don't think he's done a full Ironman.
Yeah, he's a ITU, and he dabbles in half Ironman. I don't think he does fulls. He doesn't dabble. He wins the championships.
He will at some point dabble in the full, but point being, this guy's not an underdog amongst the pros. But if he does win, he would be the oldest pro finisher ever, which is pretty intense. He's 39. The oldest pro finisher, actually, he crushed it. He was 37 years old. I think he's an Australian. Yeah. He won. He's an Australian. Forget who it was. But he won like 4 in a row, ending in 2011. So that's really cool about triathlon, is that once you hit your peak, you're not done. Like, you hit your peak, in your late 20s in triathlon, or if you're one of these, ITU athletes, you move from the Olympic distance up to 70.3 and up to fulls when you're in your late 20s, and you just get better. Like, it's ridiculous. So you don't really start the downtrend until you're in your, early to mid 40s on your time, but
yeah, some of the women on this list are all in their, except for one, are all in their mid to late 30s, I would say, which is really impressive.
So,
okay,
who's number 5?
Okay, well, number 5, she is the one that, she's number 5 because she has yet to really prove herself. She's 23. Her name is Lucy Charles out of Great Britain. I am one of her loyal Instagram followers prior to all my research, so I have a little soft spot for her. But looking at the stuff, she is killing it. She just burst onto the scene a year or two ago. She's an elite swimmer in Great Britain. She trains at the London Aquatic Center with all the great Olympic swimmers there. So she's moved from swimming to full triathlon. She won Ironman Lanzarote, I think that's how you say it, in 2017. Had a couple 70.3 wins as well in 2017. In 2015, she won the U25, under 25 Kona age group. So she's won in Kona, just not as a pro, but as an under 25.
It's still pretty dope.
It's pretty dope. She's 23, and she was second at the Ironman European Championships. I think she's going to surprise a lot of people. I'll look to see her in the top 5.
All right, so number 5, ranked 6th in the world, is Timothy O'Donnell. That is Randy Carfrey's husband. I think we are going to see an intense performance from him because, well, when you have 2 Ironman pros training together, it's pretty intense for you both to peak at the same time. So, when your wife, who's, gold medalist,
dominated,
just dominates people, when she's coaching you, I mean,
and when she's there solely cheering you on,
and she like
boost.
everything, like all of your training, all of the training that you guys do is focused on you. There's only one person in the house that is racing that week. There's only one person in the house focused on winning Kona. It's going to be interesting. So let's go back to 2015. He took the bronze at Kona, so he's not a stranger to the podium. But let's look at the season. So he was first at Ironman Boulder with an 8:13:30. He was ninth at 70.3 Dubai with 3:47:53. Now that's really like a pretty flat course, but it was probably hotter than balls.
Yeah.
Then he posted second at 70.3 Taiwan. And if you just followed Ironman Taiwan last week, one of the people we follow, Laurel Jean Wassner, she's a cancer survivor. She won that thing,
awesome.
and she crushed the field. She beat the second place finisher for female pros was 40 minutes behind her. But she said she almost didn't finish the race because it was just so hot. At one point during the marathon, it was like 113 degrees, 42 Celsius. So this guy's done a bunch of hard races, because the next race that he got second at was 70.3 Texas with a 3:46:19.
That was
70
hot.
point. No, it wasn't hot.
In Texas?
No.
Oh.
No. So this is back in April, and there was it was in a thunderstorm.
That's right.
It was in a thunderstorm. So I knew an age grouper that went to that race and was a race in that race. But I think about half the field, half the age grouping field like withdrew because of the weather conditions. So he's done 2 really tough races there and posted good times. Then he took third at Half Ironman Santa Cruz with a 3:53:03, and just to there's a few other guys on this list that did Santa Cruz. I want to point out that the swim was shortened up quite a bit, so the times are interesting, even though they're about right for a half Ironman. So I think Timothy O'Donnell definitely has a solid shot to be on the podium, but the top 2 are going to definitely put up a fight. And so number 4 for you.
Number 4 for me is Sarah Crawley. She is Australian. She won the ITU Long Course Championship this year. She also won first place at the Ironman European Championships and first place at the Asia Pacific Championships. That's 2 regional championships that she has in her back pocket. She can pull out and say, I'm coming to Kona with these in my pocket. She was 15th last year in her Kona debut. So market improvement from last year to this year in the other big races. And I say look for her to come on strong.
All right, so number 4 on the star list is also ranked 5th in the world. That's Patrick Lange maybe, from Germany. Let's look at his season. So he was 3rd at Kona in 2016, so just last year. So he knows the podium. At Half Ironman Rügen, posted a 3:43:46, and Ironman Europe, Frankfurt, he was 6th in the field and posted a 7:52:06. He's going to be an interesting watch. I definitely think that of the 3 top Germans, so 3 Germans are in the top 4 of the star list. Find that intense, anyone? Considering most of the races in Germany are not hard weather. The ones in the winter kind of are, but they're Kona's going to be humid and hot, so it's much different.
But Germany produces a lot of bicyclists.
Yeah, so I think all these dudes, their base is cycling.
Yeah.
So, I think he's definitely had a shorter season. So I don't know if he's got it all, because the rest of these guys, other than Jan Frodeno, had a pretty intensive season. So, who do you have for number 3?
I have Heather Jackson. She's an American. I really like her. The more I hear about her, the more I like her more and more. Partly because she is currently based with her training in Tucson, Arizona, so she's practically a local. Her husband is now the Arizona State triathlon coach, which is very cool.
Oh, he was the women's national team coach last year.
Yeah, an interesting thing about Heather Jackson, she played ice hockey at Princeton for 4 years. She did all these different sports. She was in finance, working her bios, working 60 hours, and then jumped into triathlon later. And so she's just all around pretty interesting, cool person. She's currently training in Tucson, which is helpful for the heat training because we can attest it's still always balls outside right now. She was 5th at Kona in 2015. She was 3rd on the podium last year in 2016. She was the first American woman to podium in Kona in 10 years. That's some momentum. She's America's best shot to win this thing. She was 2nd at Ironman Boulder, and she won 5 70.3 races this year. So she is doing very well. I like that she has all the heat training that can only help you in Kona, some heat-specific training, and just watch out for Heather Jackson.
Number 3, who I would actually, when it comes to America's last best hope to hit the podium or to win, I actually put Timothy O'Donnell up. I would put him at 3 just based on his season because you get used to winning and you get used to making the podium, and this is what we get into. So Ben Hoffman, ranked number 3 in the world, 3 on the start list. Let's look at his season before we get into what definitely qualified him to be here. At Half Ironman Buenos Aires, he hit 6th with a 3:48.39, still a crazy fast time. At 70.3 Boulder, he hit 3rd, 3:44.17. This is where it gets into a little bit of a snag. He took 12th at 70.3 St. George. That was a pretty stacked field though, but still. Even Alistair Brownlee, he won. That was his first 70.3, but you're ranked 3rd in the world and you let some random ITU athlete get first. Come on. But, Ben Hoffman.
Everyone's got bad races.
Ben Hoffman's fast. But, So even on the shortened swim at 70.3 Santa Cruz, he still posted a 3:33.58. I think, to be honest, I like what Timothy O'Donnell's done this year, and I just think he might hit 3rd. But the thing that really sets off Ben Hoffman, and the reason why he's really ranked 3rd in the world and why I think it's a 50-50 between him and Tim O'Donnell, is Ironman South Africa. 7:58.40. That course sucks. So that's where we're at. So I think really Patrick Lange is going to be the one on the outside looking in, and then Ben Hoffman and Timothy O'Donnell are going to be pushing each other the entire way, and maybe, I think it's going to be neck and neck for one of those two for 3rd, and maybe Tim O'Donnell pushes up to 2nd. We'll get into Jan Frodeno in a bit. So, who do you got for number 2?
Okay, so for number 2, I have Rachel Joyce. She is from Great Britain. She trains in Boulder, Colorado. She is no stranger to Kona. She was 2nd in 2013. She was 3rd in 2014. She was 2nd in 2015. And in 2016, she had a baby the month before. So, she is, 2017 was her comeback onto the Ironman circuit. She won Ironman Boulder in June of 2017. She came in 4th at Ironman Canada in July of 2017. She's been ramping up her training with Kona as it's everyone's A race, right? But she hasn't raced a whole lot this season, doing just enough to qualify for Kona, knowing that Kona she wants to be in peak condition by that point. I think she will get there because her track record has proven that she can be in the top 3 in Kona year after year. So Rachel Joyce you can't count her out because she is consistent. And consistency, I think in triathlon, if you're one of the top 3, top 5, you're one of the elite, you're going to stay one of the elite, barring any crashes or injuries and that kind of stuff. So I think that Rachel Joyce will continue to be consistently good.
And for number 2 on the men is Sebastian Kienle from Germany. In 2014, he was your iron distance champion with the gold at Kona. In 2016, just last year, he lost to Jan Frodeno. Let's look at his season. So I thought Sebastian Kienle had a shot to win 70.3 championships. He ended up taking 5th. Then we go back, like I said, stacked field at St. George for 70.3. He finished 3rd with 3:46.20. He qualified with a first place finish at Ironman Frankfurt, 7:41.42. That's intense. All right. So, yeah.
That's fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sebastian
Sebastian Kienle, he's fast. He's a great bicyclist, German bicyclist. He just blows everyone out of the water on the bike.
Yep.
Okay, number 1, no surprise, Daniela Ryf. She's from Switzerland. She won 70.3 Chattanooga a couple months ago, and then, probably a month ago, and then she went straight to Hawaii, and she's been in Hawaii doing hardcore focus training for the past several weeks. So she has been in the climate, she has been heat training, she has been locked in and really focused. In addition to winning the 70.3 championship this year, she won Kona last year in 2016 and 2015. In 2016, she set the Kona course record for women, 8:46.46. For women, is always trying to break that 9-hour barrier. She did it. She did it with aplomb. She was just absolutely dominating the past couple of years, and she's on a roll. I think she's going to continue to dominate.
All right, so let's get into Jan Frodeno. So he didn't race a crazy amount of races this year, but he is your 2-time defending champion with victories in 2016 and 2015. He did not finish at the Oceanside 70.3. It was on the bike, so I can only suspect that he had a mechanical failure, and it was just done. But took first, qualified for Kona, Ironman Austria with a 7:57.20. I mean, you look at what he's done. He's hard to beat. Kienle hasn't been able to pull anything on him. He's just that much better than everyone else. I think he takes it. I mean, there's not much of a discussion when it comes to the long course.
Jan Frodeno and Daniela Ryf, take your bow, right?
So but there's a reason why we race these things and why we play the game. So we'll be right back to you on Ironman Kona with our post-race coverage. I really want an American on the podium, and I think Ben Hoffman and Timothy O'Donnell definitely present a great case to have an American as on 3rd, 2nd, or even 1st, but they're going to have to put their best race forward if they're going to beat Jan Frodeno, because he's not going to be off the game at all. So, I think so. How do you think it actually finishes for your top 3? Because those are the seeds.
Yeah. I think it'll probably go Rachel Joyce 3rd, Heather Jackson 2nd, Daniela Ryf 1st.
Okay, so I'm taking Timothy O'Donnell in 3rd, Sebastian Kienle in 2nd, and Jan Frodeno in 1st. So,
all right.
Check back with us in a week and a half.
All right, and enjoy the race.